Amazon marketing strategies for EBC or enhanced brand content or A+ content, do's and don'ts. There's so many different names for that one section, A+ or enhanced brand content, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to be giving you some do's and don'ts strategies that you should follow mostly if you're wanting to go ahead and move forward with getting some of your enhanced brand content images built out. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So if you've never seen any of my videos and you don't know who I am, let me tell you. My name is Ian Smith and I run an Amazon marketing agency called Evolve Media. We work with a good amount of Amazon sellers and we help them with building out enhanced brand content areas, doing product photo shoots, product video shoots, graphic design for the actual product photos and for the enhanced brand content area. Then we do a lot of Amazon PPC, overall listing optimization, and then off Amazon marketing like Google Ads management, TikTok ads, email marketing, all that kind of stuff. So if you need help with any of the services that I mentioned, or you just want to book a free consulting call with me and talk to me about some of the best practices and best ways to go about things, then reach out to me by going to evolvemediaagency.com and book a call with me. Also, if you're wanting to revamp your Amazon listing page and you want a easy to follow Amazon listing checklist, then we've actually created that. You can get access to it by going to zonchecklist.com. Basically what we did is we took the different sections of the Amazon listing page, broke them down, put together multiple checklists, multiple little checklists, and multiple sales strategies for every little section on that listing page. So again, go to zonchecklist.com to get access to that now. All right, so let's jump into the do's and don'ts, starting with the first do, which is to include a sizing guide or dimensions or what's included, something more technical, right? You're gonna give them like actual sizing. If you're selling shirts, you wanna give them like exact sizes. Say, hey, a large is this size, or is it true to size? Like, does it actually match up with the other larges on the market? Or does your large run a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger? This is where you wanna give them some of that insight into sizing and the dimensions overall, the scale, and overall what's included in the packaging. What exactly are they gonna get? Do like a top-down type of shot showing all what's included so there's no confusion and it is very clear with them the expectations on what they're gonna receive. This is gonna help you with your product return rate to make sure that you're not getting a bunch of returns because there may be some confusion in what all is included. All right, the next don't is don't Photoshop your product into stock photos to try to make it look like it's naturally there. This is a big don't. People can see right through this, and what it's gonna do is it's gonna hurt your brand's credibility. It's gonna make it seem like something's a little bit fishy. Instead, invest the money into getting a real life photo shoot done. Or you can do like a stock photo, but then have your product kind of laying over it with maybe a little text bar, some text like that, so it doesn't look like you're trying to like fit your product in the image and make it look like it's just naturally there, like a real photo. Don't do that. Just make it obvious that it's not there by just overlaying it over some kind of stock image. The next do that you should do is to include some kind of comparison table. Now, as you probably know, Amazon is getting extremely competitive. More and more sellers are piling into the marketplace. So you need to make sure that you're setting yourself apart from those other competitors. So what you do is a pricing table. Now, you don't want to mention brands. You just want to mention like other options out there. You know, this is us and this is the other options out there. We include XYZ, they include only X. And talk about your materials, talk about, you know, what all are you including? Talk about your lifetime warranty if you want to. Talk about where you manufacture, or maybe a portion of your profits are going to a good cause. Talk about this in your pricing and your comparison table, and that should help you stand apart and making it very clear how you're different than the other options out there. Next, and I already mentioned this before, but don't mention brands and don't mention any kind of claims, big promises that you just know are not true, all right? Naturally, I would assume that you're just not gonna do this, but don't make big, lofty claims. Don't use fluff or froofy copy where you're just kind of making these big general statements like, we're the best product in the world, things like that. You don't wanna do that because it's not gonna resonate with anybody. People are just gonna see right through it. It's gonna hurt your reputation and hurt the relationship that you're trying to build with your potential customer. Also, you do not wanna mention any kind of pricing or promotions in your EBC content because this is actually just against Amazon's rules rules and TOS. Do include social proof statements like over 500,000 satisfied customers or over 1 million 5-star reviews. No, don't say that. That would be crazy if you had that. But say something talking to the effect of how many customers you've helped, how many happy customers, something that shows that you guys are established and that you've sold a lot of these and that you've maybe been in business since 1892 or something that has some kind of credibility boosting effect. Again, the main goal is social proof. So you want it to seem like third-party validation is there, like you're an authority in your space. So potentially you can mention other media outlets or influencers that have talked about your product positively, written articles about it, given you some news coverage. You can potentially mention some of those things and that will still check that box of social proof. Next, don't use small text. It's so annoying for me when I'm trying to look at an image and the text is just too small or there's just a ton of small text in one image. Instead, try to spread it out. Try to make your fonts larger, scale down on the amount of words that you're using, maybe spread those words around in different images. Don't overcrowd an image and don't use small text in one image. Do have a disclaimer or some kind of insider tips into how they need to maintenance the product, how they need to use it, set it up, answer frequently asked questions. So give them some insider advice into maybe what people are asking in the customer questions and answers area, maybe questions that you've had when you are naturally just buying different products, things that you want to know. Do answer that kind of stuff. Or if you got a good amount of competition, go to your competitors page, read those negative reviews, see what people are talking bad about your competitors, look at their customer questions and answers, and address those concerns in your listing if your product actually addresses those, if it's actually better and it doesn't have those same problems. Don't use a ton of raw text. Now, this is text that is outside of imagery. You know, it's just basic text. Now, this can definitely go both ways. I mean, depending on your demographic, if it's older, they may be more inclined to reading text. What I've found is that the younger demos don't really pay too much attention to blocks of just raw text. Now, a lot of people think that this is going to help your SEO and help you rank better for specific keywords. It's not necessarily the case. I mean, I believe that a lot of the SEO ranking power is going to come from your title, bullet points, and overall alt text in your images, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But I would just recommend to you, just my opinion, don't put a whole bunch of raw text and instead put that text in your images, and again, try to narrow it down. So don't have like a big paragraph of like 100 words in an image. Try to scale that back to maybe like 20 or 30 words so that it doesn't look super text heavy, because when people see a large amount of text, they just want to ignore it. They want to just run from it. They're not even going to consume it. So you want to give it to them in bite-sized pieces and grab their attention so that big words, big words that they will actually pay attention to are big and bold, and it's easy for them to just read and easily skim it, right? You want to just make it skimmable so that they can get a good amount of the information just by skimming through and not having to pay a whole ton of attention and read every single word, because chances are they're not going to read every single word. So you got to remember that. Do use lifestyle images. Use images showing real life places. If you sell a kitchen product, show a kitchen, put your product on the counter and take a real life picture of it. Show people using your product and smiling and they're so happy to use your product, right? People resonate with other people. So if I'm looking at a listing and I see somebody actually using a watermelon cutter or something like that, it's gonna look better, and this is all subconscious stuff, but it's gonna resonate more with me if I see a person using the product versus just the product sitting there next to a watermelon. So use people and use lifestyle images, but also mix it up. I mean, having like top-down shots with like pure white backgrounds also does allow you to add text in those kind of images. So all I'm saying is have a balance. Next, and this is kind of common sense, but don't use people in your images that are not your ideal customer. So again, common sense, but sometimes common sense is least common found. But I'm just saying, so if you're selling to women aged 40 to 60 years old, don't have a woman between the ages of 20 and 30, using the product. That's not going to necessarily resonate with your ideal customers. So don't use people that are not your super ideal customer and avatar. And the last piece of advice, I already already kind of mentioned this, but do use alt text to plug in those keywords in your images in your EBC area. This actually does help you with indexing for those specific keywords. It does help you with ranking, and so definitely use it. Put your keywords in the alt text in your images when you upload them to Amazon. So those are my do's and don'ts for the A+ content, the enhanced brand content, EBC, Amazon marketing strategies for you. Hopefully it helps you out. Hopefully you can design some really great Amazon EBC content. And if you need any help, me and my team would love to help you out. We do a lot of product photo shoots. We do graphic design stuff. So I really think we do great work, and we are definitely reasonably priced. So reach out to me by going to evolvemediaagency.com. Again, you can get access to our Amazon listing checklist by going to zonchecklist.com, and that will also have more information for you for building out your EBC A+ area on your Amazon listing page. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.